ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
Anambra communities urged to complement state government security arrangement at grassroots. Disability community calls for more interventions to improve welfare of members. Academic Staff Union of Universities expresses worry over increasing cost of tertiary education. North Korea fires new artillery in response to U.S.-South Korea military exercises. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Chidima Orangwa. Anambra State has commenced the enrollment of commercial motorcycles, popularly known as Okada riders in the state. The Commissioner for Transport, Mrs. Patricia Igwebike, stated this during the flag-off of the enrollment of the motorcyclists in the state into the database of the State Ministry of Transport. The flag-off was held at Nanka Oroma North Council area. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike has details of this report.
On behalf of Anambra State and Ministry of Transport in particular, I declare this event open and successful. Thank you.
Addressing the gathering, Mrs. Igwebike said that the meeting was important as a way to sensitize and educate motorcyclists on government policies and programs, and to make it known that the ongoing enrollment is free of charge, and after registration, each rider is entitled to identification number and vest. According to Commissioner Igwebike, motorcyclists should endeavor to pay their weekly state government levies to avoid penalties, and explained that any registered commercial motorcyclist who pays his levies as and when due will be enrolled into Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme. The Transport Commissioner commended the convener of the event, Mr. Emeka Oganeme, for the procurement of helmets for motorcyclists in the area, and challenged other well-meaning individuals to emulate such deeds.
Having is life jacket because it saves lives. And one of the things Anambra Ministry of Transport will endeavor to do is that anybody that lives on that side of the state, everybody, we will endeavor for everybody to have their own. So when they enter the boat, so that's the same principle with this helmet, so that people can have their own. If you don't want to use the operator's helmet, you put your own. Buy your own helmet and put on your head while you are on the bike.
The chairman of the event, Chief Damian Okeke Ogene, urged commercial transporters to always ensure that they take care of their health needs before plying the roads, as their health and attitude will determine the use of the road. The convener of the event, Architect Oganeme, said that he intended to contribute to his community, especially because of loss of lives by motorists and residents of the town, and advised the people to always use the helmet when boarding a bike, as life has no duplicate. He assured the state government that the community, through the various pits of motorcyclists, will ensure compliance and key into the state government's activities. Lectures on safety on roads by men of Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) featured at the event. From Nanka, Chibuzo Budike, ABS News.
The Anambra Commissioner for Information, Paul also has called on younger generation to explore opportunities offered by a library to enrich their knowledge and expand the worldview. Paul was speaking during the opening ceremony of the 2022 conference and annual general meeting of the Nigerian Library Association Anambra State Chapter held at Professor Kenneth Dike State Central E-Library, Oka. Blessing Dennis has details of this report.
The Commissioner stated that innovation, new technology and digitalization has affected everything one does in life and wonder if the new generation is maximizing the opportunities of library services to improve more in various areas of specialization, adding that the conference will help promote Governor Chukwuma Soludo's vision of making Anambra a smart megacity that will change the next generation.
This is in sync with what the administration I represent here stands for. We are trying to create a digital tribe, and we are talking about the young generation, the new generation that will be the champions of tomorrow's Anambra. But what I don't know is whether the young ones, this new generation we have, are taking maximum advantage of library services.
The chairperson of Nigeria Library Association, Anambra State Chapter, Dr. Nkechi Udeze, in her speech said that the key in achieving digital sustainability is to make the digital library an integral part of communities through the provision of computers and internet access to citizens who may not have access to it at homes. Dr. Udeze also points at the provision of easy access to high-quality digital information and digital data, also critical to achieving the vision. According to Dr. Udeze, library engagement is a process of working collaboratively with the community to provide opportunities for raising awareness on permanent issues and creating forums for brainstorming, discussion, sharing of ideas and personal development, while noting that the engagement communities will facilitate the provision of appropriate infrastructure for sustainable digital society.
That every state chapter must hold their annual conference and AGM. And we chose this topic because of the trend digital society. It is important that we key into it. And this is particular thing that we have digitalization is a process of kind of making both information and almost everything into digital format. Like
the chairman on the occasion and the managing director of Anambra Newspaper and Printing Corporation, Sir Chuka Nnabife, pointed out that library is not just a building where one can go and borrow books for a certain period of time, but also a place where one finds books, research and other informative materials to read, adding that libraries play healthy roles throughout one's life.
It's a very contemporary theme, a very relevant topic for today and for tomorrow. And it is actually the mainstreaming of a discourse within the library industry across the globe, within the knowledge industry, not just the library.
On her part, the director Nkechi Nwokoye noted that the gradual transition to digital society requires library as a whole, identifying some activities libraries should engage to include information communication technologies training, cultural promotions, reading and writing skills, as well as information and assure the preservation of information. In her remark, a former director Professor Kenneth Dike State's Central E-Library, Oka, Dr. Nkem Osiwe, underscored the importance of library as a place of keeping documents of cultural heritage of a country, connecting and networking, and urged everyone to take next step in digital library for revolution. The 2022 conference and annual general meeting of Nigeria Library Association, Anambra State Chapter, is themed Library Engagement for Sustainable Digital Society. In Oka, Blessing Dennis, ABS News.
Presidents General in Anambra State have been charged to beef up internal security arrangements in their communities and to promote peace, orderliness and good morals. The call was made to them during the 2022 Anambra State Association of Town Unions ASATU Annual Security Summit. Amaka Chibuzo has details of this report.
The summit featured presentation of awards and recognitions to some sons and daughters of the state who have distinguished themselves in various spheres of life. The program was attended by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Onyeka Bezim, and members of the State Executive Council, who joined the President Generals to brainstorm on how best to move the state forward, starting from all the communities in the state. Speaking after receiving an award of ASATU Eminent Personality, the Commissioner for Power and Water Resources, Mr. Julius Chukwuemeka, said without the collaboration of the communities, it will be very difficult to have a secured society, stating that the award will spur him to increase his commitment in providing adequate power supply for businesses in the state to enjoy high economic activities.
Our agenda in Anambra State is to have 24/7 power supply so that everything will thrive. Without the collaboration of the communities, it will be very difficult to have a secured society. So my charge to them is to champion peace and order in their various communities.
For the Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumude, Presidents General are the pillars of the state because they are the direct link between the government and the people, asking them to remain committed in the journey to make Anambra great. Also honored at the event was the Managing Director, Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Sachido Obidegu, who said recognition of his numerous efforts in projecting and promoting the state continued to speak volumes, assuring that he will focus more on revamping, rebranding, and refreshing ABS for optimal results.
Result of the efforts I've put in government in the last 8 years, especially in the previous administration, in supporting the activities and promoting and projecting the activities of government. Because, especially at ABS, for me to, revamp ABS, take ABS to, higher heights, revamp, refresh, rebrand ABS, essentially in the area of content development.
Addressing attendees at the summit, the national president of ASATU, Barrister Titus Akbudo, said as the fourth tier of government, much work is bestowed on them to contribute their quota in repositioning communities, maintain peace and development, as well emphasize more on conflict resolutions to ensure all communities are in peace, thereby fighting the menace of insecurity together. In his remarks,
ASATU as a body, which is the umbrella body that binds all the 179 communities in Anambra State, normally comes together and charts the way forward, prepare our communities waiting for Christmas vacation to make sure that we have a conducive environment for our people that normally comes back home to celebrate Christmas with us. Make sure that the roads.
President General of Umweri Community, Chief Johnny Mechie, disclosed that all the roles and responsibilities entrusted upon them must be fulfilled in line with the vision and mission of the present administration. Among those that received awards were Mrs. Joy Odinye of the Channels Television and ASATU women leader, Lady Frank Kamwibo, while Barrister Akbudo received a Meritorious Service Award from Rotary Club, Oka Municipal. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
The Chief Medical Director of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital, Amakoka, Dr. Joe Akabike, has received an Icon of Health Management and Service to Humanity Award. The award was given to him by University of Nigeria and Nsukka Alumni Association, Awka branch, in recognition of his contributions to safe and improved healthcare in Anambra State. Health correspondent Chibuzo Okoye reports.
Icons Merit Award presented to
Dr. Akabike received the award during the 2022 UNA Awka Branch Alumni Association Forum and end-of-year award ceremony held in Awka. The event attracted members of the association, friends, dignitaries, government officials, family members, among others. Speaking during the event, the president of the association, Dr. Chinedu Mbalisi, said that the event was designed to honor their resourceful icons in their service to humanity as enshrined in the university's motto, which is to restore the dignity of man, and made it clear that all the awardees deserved the honor given them, even as he solicited for support to purchase a bus for efficient mobility of the association. Dr. Mbalisi described Dr. Akabike as one of the shining lights of the association who has distinguished himself in the service of God and humanity. Hence, they need to honor him as a great icon.
University of Nigeria is a non-religious, non-political organization in any sense of it. Our association is a combination of Nigeria and the world. It typifies a real human society comprising people and members from across every religion, political party, and culture. Ours is to encourage, identify, and to promote good, quality, proactive, and effective leadership that will not fall short of restoring the dignity of man.
Receiving the award, Dr. Akabike, who expressed delight, said that the award is dear to him because it came from the elites and noble people and that contribute his quota to ensure the progress of the association.
This is an award by people who knows what it is to be an icon. And I think I'm also a living testament that you continue to do good, and if you're doing good, God will continue to do good.
Speaking to the ABS, the wife of the CMD, Dr. Nkiru Akabike, said that she was highly elated because of the award given to her husband, which translates that he's doing well, and people had been keeping note of his good deeds and noted that the award was an encouragement for them to do more.
Well, I'm highly elated, I'm excited. I'm also grateful to them because it's just a confirmation that he's doing something. Most times when people walk without being loud, people may not know what they're doing. For them to give him this award means that somebody is actually paying attention. I appreciate them for this award, and it's also an encouragement to him and also to us who support him while he's working.
Earlier, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Professor Joseph Ikechebel, who is the guest lecturer at the event, has read the theme of the event, which was celebrating UNA brand icons in the service of humanity, and made it clear that those who assist humanity with whatever they have cannot be forgotten, and described the awardees as meritorious people. The chairman on the occasion, Professor Ogo Ibeneme, revealed that the ceremony was meant to remember their citadel of learning and recognize their icons with a view to motivating the new students. On the entourage of Dr. Akabike Uye, the special advisor to Governor Chukwuma Soludo on medicals and pharmaceuticals, Dr. Godwin Nnadozie, who is also the managing director and chief executive officer of Anambra State Oxygen Gas Plant, the national vice president of Ohaneze Ndigbo Worldwide, Chief Damian Okekogene, the head of Department of Accounts, Koyut, Mr. Oke Nworie, among others. In Awka, this is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
The Umueri Disability Forum have organized the 7th of the 2022 International Day of Persons. The event, which took place at Enobodo Central School Playground, Umueri, Anambra East Council area, featured presentation of awards to people
Address the coordinating consultant Umweri Disability Forum, Mr. Sam Obiefuna, said that disability affords one the opportunity to make the best use of one's God-given talents and intelligence, stating that welfare of disability community will improve if the legislature, media and civil society pursue the goal of inclusion of persons living with disabilities through empowerment and access to innovation. He noted that with this year's theme, there is a shift from the usual focus of the celebration to a more empowering campaign towards attaining a more accessible and inclusive society through innovative ideas to produce with disability, seeking for more support to the community by appointing a special advisor to the governor on disability matters. Mr. Obiefuna thanked the government of Professor Chukwuma Soludo for continuing on the transformative path of inclusive development for persons living with disability, as was obtainable in the immediate past administration.
This is the 29th observance of this day all over the world since the day it was incepted in 1992. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by telling you that disability is beautiful. Yes, it is beautiful to be disabled because it gives us the opportunity to use our God-given talent in its fullest, and then helps us to use our intelligence in creating local and international economic growth for every country of the world. The urgent appointment of a on disability matters to make governance more inclusive.
In their separate remarks, some of the awardees, including the senator representing Anambra North Central District, Princess Stella Odua, represented by Barrister Michael Emejulu, the APGA senatorial candidate by Mr. Obiora Natwanya, among others, thanked the community for honoring them and assured their continued of persons living with disabilities.
And that almost of all many now. So no one has kind of this would have won Chamobaru. Obuda Chico. Or when I am to put kind of number is there, I can go Bob Ebano. No one can ever see Jakia because none did my money.
Bonya, upon the National Assembly, we buy the idea on our laws, on the street light, on our care upon the widow, and the disability. We don't allow in wine and walk.
Those present, including Mr. Weke Obidibo, Miss Mary Fidelis, and Mrs. Martha Chieje, thanked the coordinator for his ensuring the happiness, development of the Umweri disability community and appealed to sports. From Umweri in Anambra East local government area, I am Onyinye Agubeze reporting for ABS News.
And from the national scene, the Academic Staff Union of Universities has said that the federal government is gradually disengaging itself from funding public universities across the country. In a statement signed by ASU National President Professor Emmanuel Osodeke after a two-day National Executive Council meeting held at the University of Calabar, Cross River State, maintained it was not in support of the proposed introduction of education loans, saying it will fail. It said the union was disturbed by the superstitious move by the government to price university education beyond the reach of poor Nigerian students and their parents through the introduction of various charges, as to also called on Nigerians to prevail on the Nigerian government to urgently address all outstanding issues contained in the December 2020 federal government ASU Memorandum of Understanding and Action. The statement added that the meeting also revealed and condemned the government's attempt to casualize the job of intellectuals. Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON, Anambra State Region, has organized a one-day stakeholder sensitization workshop with theme Standardization, a catalyst for industrial growth. The event, which attracted stakeholders in the commerce and industry sector of the state, was held at CJ Patterson Hall, All Saints Cathedral, Onitsha. Correspondent Mengini Osadebe reports.
It's a federal government regulatory body established to provide standards and quality assurance services for all products, services, and processes in line with international best practices, as well as ensure continuous improvement in production. In his keynote address, the Director General and Chief Executive of SON, Malam Farouk Salim, said that SON has, through its statutory mandate, ensured and enforced compliance of locally manufactured products to standards and built consumers' confidence in various policies for industrial growth. Malam Salim, represented by the Director, Anambra State Region of SON, Mr. Dompebre Ebenezer, called for collaborative efforts of manufacturers, consumers, service providers, and government at all levels towards achieving standard products for the development of the nation's industrial sector and economy.
Patronize SON services, collaborate with SON to reduce influx of substandard products, do share information with Standard Organization of Nigeria on substandard products.
In his remarks, the Senior Special Advisor to Director General of SON, Chief Emeka Duru, said that the forum was aimed at filling the pulse of industrialists, manufacturers, and also cross-fertilize ideas on how to assist them in making their businesses easier, achieve local and international standards, and urged participants to make optimal use of the knowledge gathered.
Now, brilliant engineers in some who can be able to tell you all you need to do, all you require to do, to ensure that their business, their products, their services achieve the local and international standards.
State Commissioner for Industry, Dr. Obinna Ngonadi, represented by the Director of Industry in the Ministry, Mr. Ifatu Emodi, commended SON for the theme of the forum, saying that the workshop will go a long way in encouraging standardization for optimal growth of industries and urged participants to ensure that production of substandard products is reduced to the barest minimum.
We try to build partnerships, enduring partnerships that will engender made in Anambra products. We're only looking at having a base where anything that comes out from Anambra will be adjudged as being very high.
In their goodwill, the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Mr. Chijoke Okechukwu, Security and Civil Defense Corps, Mrs. Uchechukwu Okafo, and the Vice and Agriculture, Dr. Sam Nwachukwu, described the team while frowning against cutting corners, urged participants to key into the activities and services of SON. Others who spoke at the forum include the State Coordinator of State Office 2, Newi, Mr. Michael Obuji, and the resource of Nigerian Arts, Pathway to Industrial Growth and Development in Nigeria. One of the participants, Mr. Godwin Ike, commended SON for organizing the forum, affirming that it will help manufacturers improve on their productivity. High points of the event were presentation of certificates to the participants, question and answer session. From Onitsha, Emengini Osadebe, ABS News.
North Korea's military has ordered frontline units to fire artillery into the sea for a second consecutive day in what it called a response to drills by the United States and South Korean forces in an inland border region. The order came a day after North Korea fired about 130 artillery rounds into waters near its western and eastern sea boundaries with South Korea. A spokesman from the North Korea military said the latest planned artillery barrage was meant as a strong warning to Seoul and was in response to signs of South Korean artillery exercises in the border region. The official called on Seoul to immediately stop its provocative military actions. The South Korean and United States militaries are currently conducting 5 fire exercises involving multiple rocket launching systems and notices in 2 separate resting grounds in the Choron region, which began on Monday and will continue until Wednesday. The allies said the drills are necessary to deter nuclear-armed North Korea missiles this year and has made preparations to resume nuclear. Of Lady Nkechinyere Ofo have been laid to rest at her father's compound, Omoafa Izumiru Orifite in Ekusiko Kanto area. Lady Nkechinyere, aged 65, was the sister of Sir Oseloka Ofo, a retired managing director of Anambra Broadcasting Service. Correspondent Ogochukwu Orano covered the event.
In a sermon titled The Wickets during the burial service of Lady Nkechinyere, the Archdeacon Orifite Archdeacon Venerable Ikechukwu Okafor described the deceased as a woman who contributed immensely for the good of her family and was a devout Christian. Lamented increasing number of conflict in families and the society at large, urged people to strive to live good legacy.
Ndị ajọ omume na ndị ajọ omume nwere ọnọdụ n'otu aka afọ ndị ezi omume nwekwara ọnọdụ otu esi nwee alaeze Chineke ndị ezi omume ga-aba n'alaeze Chineke amen ndị ajọ omume ga-abakwa n'alaeze Ekwensu.
In a speech, a retired managing director of ABS, Sir Oseloka Ofo, who is also the media personnel at Emeka Okusa Foundation, said his late sister was a mother figure to all of them and sacrificed greatly for their welfare, saying that her demise left a vacuum that would be difficult to fill, and appreciated those who identified with them.
To us, she was a sister, a mother per excellence, right? And then somebody who has actually touched many lives.
Other family members who bore testimonies of the good legacies of late Lady Nkechinyere includes her sister, Lady Uche Ifepe, sister-in-law, Lady Jane Ofo, her daughter, Barrister Maka Ifepe, among others, recounted her many good deeds and prayed for the repose of her soul. In their condolence messages to the Ofo family, the managing director of Dozie Oil, Mr. Olisa Ewuzie, Barrister Juliet Amasiatu of ABS Legal Department, Venerable Daniel Okoye, retired, among others, said they came to show solidarity to Sir Oseloka and encouraged the Ofo family to take solace as death is inevitable.
Bible says, mourn with those that mourn and rejoice with those that rejoice. And today is a day of mourning, and we came to identify with our own.
Commendation for the deceased, prayers for the Ofo family, and condolences featured during the burial that attracted personalities and Anglican priests from far and near. Ogochukwu Orano for ABS News.
Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points again. Anambra communities have been urged to complement state government security arrangement at grassroots. The Stability Community has called for more interventions to improve welfare of members. Academic Staff Union of Universities has expressed a worry over increasing cost of tertiary education. And on the foreign, so we also told you that North Korea has fired new artillery in response to U.S.-South Korea military exercises. Here's the special message before we go. Governor Chukwuma to turn around maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news this morning. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Chidimma Orangwa.